Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. We begin on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. I hope all of the mothers out there had an awesome one. Last Sunday, a week ago, I was with my mom in Florence, South Carolina, and we were at a flea market. My aunt and uncle have a booth at that flea market, and today, a week later, who knew, I was going to be back in my hometown on Tampa Bay, Oldsmar, at the Oldsmar Flea Market. I've enjoyed coming out here for many years. Some of my very first videos were inside this flea market, always coming out and giving the updates right here. Thankfully, I recorded it all of those times. The sign of the Oldsmar Flea Market was taken out by Hurricane Milton. Sad to see. This is the first time I've been back. First time I've realized it since Hurricane Milton came. It did a lot of damage in this area. As we know, Tropicana Field. There is a smaller sign over here though. Right here along Tampa Road, AKA Hillsborough Avenue, back towards Tampa. That way, Dunedin, Clearwater, Safety Harbor. Right across the way, you see those storage units? A lot of my stuff was kept in those storage units for many years because I owned a home right back there. Right back there. Thanks for clicking on the video, guys. I am Tampa J, and welcome to the top of Tampa Bay. Oldsmar, right on the water. My home. My parents lived here. I lived here. This is where I started the channel, right here on Tampa Bay, Tampa J. It may make sense now, but I've always said that I had that name before I even thought about making a video. That was my handle, commenting on other people's videos before I even thought about making a video. Actually, the first videos I made were right here in Oldsmar. The flea market, also one of my first videos. I've been coming out here for 7-8 years, and also this flea market was a destination for my family back in the 90s. I have family from Tampa, distant cousins, and we used to come over here and look around. The mightiest flea market in the South is the nickname for the Oldsmar Flea Market, and I've enjoyed going through there and shopping and showing stuff all these years. Now, I got a late start today. It's Sunday. I launched my Terminator 2 filming location project that I've been working on since January this morning. Feels great to have that out. Put a lot of time and effort and work in that. Actually, that video is the most amount of time, distance, travel that I've ever put into one video. And man, I am so happy that's out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're interested in it, check it out. So I got a late start today. I also made sure to call my mom. I talked to Chris's mom. Mom's doing great. She's doing better. I saw her a week ago. So that being said, I'm getting a late start. I'm gonna show you some things today in this video I've never shown before, also never talked about before. I've talked about it, but I've never really shown you where it was. I'm talking about where I lived when I started this channel, where I lived with my mom and my dad here in Oldsmar before I moved out. Dad passed away in 2021. Mom moved back to Indiana, and I was living with them for a couple years. And I've filmed a lot of videos there on the inside, but I've never really shown where that was. And to be honest with you, I wasn't emotionally ready to show you that, because that is where my dad passed away. But I think it's important that I because I'm moving, that, you know, for closure purposes, I think it's a good thing to share and document. So I'm going to show that. Also, I've never shown where I played baseball, high school baseball in Tampa. Also, I'll show my high school. I've shown that before. It's all here in Oldsmar. First, we're gonna check out the flea market. I only have an hour left. And yeah, also maybe get some lunch. That's the video. Thank you so much for always watching, being awesome to me. I've got a lot of new subscribers in because of the big announcement, the move, the quitting of the job. And I just want to welcome everyone and say thank you to everyone that watches from the beginning here in Oldsmar and beyond. This has been the best times of my life. I'm living my best life now, and it wouldn't be for you, wouldn't be that way if it weren't for you guys. So thank you so much. It's a long-winded intro, but it was necessary. Let's get in there. There's much ahead. All right, it's a rainy day, as you can see. I decided not to walk through the wet parking lot. These wagon wheels have always been here, and also these power lines. When you see these power lines from afar, at least when I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, right there is the Oldsmar Flea Market. We're gonna park over here. All right, so here's the main entrance. The main entrance has always looked the same. I can see that they've had to redo some of the walls and the roofing. I'm imagining that was because of Milton too. There's always been a seafood place and a cigar place right here when you walk in to the mightiest flea market in the South. It says it right there. All right, here we go. Always on the corner here, a sunglasses vendor since the 90s. I remember that. And we have less than an hour till it closes up in here, so a lot of the vendors have packed up for the weekend. They are only open Saturday and Sunday. This is just a weekend flea market, so I'm already noticing a lot of stuff is closed up. And also, I'm noticing that there's no more produce right here. This used to be all produce. This is very bizarre. I used to buy a lot of fruits and vegetables right here. So did my parents. Oh boy, wonder if they just like moved. It's a pretty big flea market. Here's the layout, all the aisles, all the rows. And we were right here. Main breezeway goes all the way through. I also heard that the Gundam store that I've shown for many years is not here anymore. Oh wow. Okay guys, I'm already noticing a gigantic change, specifically with the upkeep. Also, just down the first two rows, there is like no one here. This is a huge change. I've never seen this flea market so dead. Look at this. Empty. Wow. I hope my favorite stores are still here. Cold beer. All right, this is looking more normal. Yes. Okay. Now I'm at the Oldsmar Flea Market. I've always heard they had good burgers here, but I've never tried them. And I've always pointed this out. Above this booth here, it's an old circus cart. It's an old organ. Really cool. I don't know how it got there. Never found any history on it, but that thing is freaking old. Us being in Circus Town, or near Circus Town, I can only imagine that came from Barnum and Bailey or some sort of local circus. All right, check this out. Never seen this here before. This is a car. Looks like it's called Zap, or at least that's what they're calling it. It's a three-wheel car. That's so cool. Check it out. I think it's for sale. 2008 Zap car, make offer. The highest offer buys it. Wow, look at the interior. I thought this would have been older. This is 2008. So this is sitting right beyond Wacky Wizards Hardware. I like the name of that store if you want to check it out and make an offer. Zap. Should I buy it? It's an electric car too. I didn't realize that. All kinds of stuff you can buy at the flea market, of course. Okay, I see my store. So right here is where I purchased so many NES, classics, Sega, all kinds of stuff the last, wow, almost a decade. I actually have filmed this store many a times. So my NES I currently have is broken. I need to get it fixed. It's the door. The spring has gone out. I remember coming in here a few years ago, and they let me and my friend Jay go through all of these cartridges. We went through all of these. I'm sure they've changed by now. I'm sure we'd find new stuff. But that was a project I worked on with my friend called The Cartridge Warriors, another YouTube channel. Bases loaded. I need that. Also, Double Dribble, one of my favorites. That was one of my first games I ever played on NES. All right, so check them out. They've been here for a long time. Check out the Nintendo store at the Oldsmar Flea Market. Oh no. Okay, I'm just hoping I got here late and he's already closed up. Oh no. Okay, I think I am. Steve Stuff. One of my favorite stores anywhere. And Steve, man, he's a great guy. I've enjoyed talking to Steve over the years, coming here to the Oldsmar Flea Market. I've gotten him in the video several times. But this is a classic store that's been here since the 90s, and he's got a lot of cool stuff. Take a peek in here. A lot of taxidermy in here. He's got a hat that belonged to Marilyn Monroe. All kinds of cool stuff. Check out Steve's stuff. And the last time I was at the Oldsmar Flea Market, check it out. Day of the Dead. All right, so I did a full tour of the horror emporium last time I was here, and he was just telling me the owner, was just telling me that there's another location in Bradenton, so I'm gonna go check that out soon. Much ahead. All right, it's true. Oldsmar Gundam is not there. This was the door. If you know, you know. I've literally put it in the video every single time I've come here. It was, at one point, it was the largest Gundam store in Florida. It was awesome. I came over here with my pal Jay again for a contest. We entered to win some Gundam from Japan. That was the name of it, Gundam from Japan. No longer there. Let's see. Take a peek in. Is there anything left? Oh, that's kind of sad. Nothing's in there. Whoa. Man, this was a cool store. And in my very, very first video that I ever created out here in Oldsmar Flea Market, out here used to be an alligator. I can't remember his name. I think we just called him Gator J. But there was like a dock out here, and he was known as the Oldsmar Flea Market alligator, and he was right out here in this pond. Now, I heard that they eventually had to move him, which is probably better for him. But yeah, he was like an attraction out here. They used to have a real alligator in this retention pond right beyond Racetrack Road there. That's Racetrack Road. Although they're open only Saturday and Sundays, there are a couple stores out here at the Oldsmar Flea Market that are open all week long, including Everything Birds. This is one of Chris the girl's favorites. And this is Jay West. Okay, right there. I think you can hear where we're about to go. But I just want to point out that several years ago, I created a video out here during Christmas time. And each year, this is where Santa and Mrs. Claus sit, and you can get pictures and meet with Santa right up here. Ooh, look at those cobwebs. That's very haunting. Ooh, someone needs a duster. All right, I'm just gonna let the camera roll a little bit. Giant bird store. It looks like it's grown. It's a little different than I remember it. I think they shifted. Check out this guy. That's a big monkey. He's kind of scary, isn't he? Don't look into his eyes. Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful macaw. Hey buddy. Hi. He's like right there. That is so cool. Hi. How you doing? What's your name? It says smile. You're on camera. Everything birds and birds everywhere. Hi. Hello. You too. This is so cool. They're just like right there. Chris and I have both been here before together. If you remember the episode. A lot of birds. Whoa. Wow. Little Instagram photo opportunity. Everything birds wings. Parrot wings. Look at this. If you take a screenshot, it'll last longer. Almost looks like horns there. Although it would be fun to be a bird dad, this is pretty much the only bird I am capable of being responsible for. Just a giant one, stuffed bird in a cage. Come and check out Everything Birds in Oldsmar. It's an amazing experience. It always is fun just coming in here, saying hi to the birds. All right, see ya, big guy. Beautiful bird. All right, see ya, buddy. Good talking to you. You're cool. And we got sports apparel. Look at all these jerseys. Ooh, look at this Steelers section. Ooh, this is nice. Go Steelers. They've got a Pittsburgh Steelers basketball jersey. That's cool. I'm going to be a lot closer to the Steelers in Tennessee. I'm really looking forward to that. I remember my dad buying stuff here, actually. Specifically Roberto Clemente and Iron City beer cans, which I still have. He bought that stuff here at the Oldsmar Flea Market back in the 90s. This is our favorite baseball player, the great one. That's why my favorite number is 21. All right, typically there's a lot of food open, all closed up. Still open. A food booth called the Canadian, a Canadian food truck. I'm noticing they're selling poutine here. Ooh, that smells good. Also, they have fresh hot coffee for $2 and they serve breakfast. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here at the Oldsmar Flea Market. There was a couple more spots I wanted to see, but they're closed. I'm gonna bid farewell to the Oldsmar Flea Market. This is probably going to be the last time I see it for a while since I'm moving. Still shocked that it's kind of been let go a little bit. Normally There's not weeds over here. There's a little more stores, so that's kind of sad to see, but hey, it's been here a long time, and I'm sure it'll keep coming back. Hopefully this place will be around for a long time. It means a lot to me. I used to come over here when I lived where I'm about to show you. I would just get coffee and just come over here and walk around, specifically on Sunday mornings, just to kill time and stuff, even before the channel. So holds a special place in my heart. My family's always been coming here to the Oldsmar Flea Market, so it's good to come say goodbye. Bye. It's never goodbye, it's see you soon. That's something my grandma taught me. She used to love to come here too. Welcome to Oldsmar. All right folks, I've shown this before, but it's been a few years. Welcome to Oldsmar Christian School. Actually, Oldsmar Baptist Church and Christian School. This is where I graduated, went to high school. My junior and senior year. This is the only high school I went to in Florida. And I tell you what, I said this the last time, this place has not changed since I graduated here in 2006. This is the basketball gym where I played basketball. Over here, the chapel, also where I graduated. I remember that day, my mom, my dad, my grandpa, my aunt. Inside this, all my friends. The office is right over there. This is where I went to school, guys. I went to 3 different high schools, 2 in Indiana, my freshman year, junior, senior high school, Strawn, Indiana, Henry County, and also I went to Newcastle Chrysler High School in Newcastle. So yeah, I did 3 different high schools. This is where I used to park. Actually, right over there by that pole, I used to like to park next to that pole. Not a very big school. It is a K through 12. It is a private school. It is the least expensive private school, or at least used to be, in Tampa Bay. Also, mentioned some alumni that graduated from here. The Warren brothers, country music singers who wrote a lot of songs for Tim McGraw. They had a series on CMT in the 2000s, which was going on while I was here. Their family works here. Their sister was my teacher here. Just also Stephen Barker Lyles graduated here. He was a country singer. A lot of good basketball players I played with went on to college here. It was a great school. It was a little school, and it was exactly what I needed coming from rural Indiana, coming from smaller schools. I thought this was a great experience. We also took a trip to Dollywood. My senior trip, we went to Tennessee, and I still think to this day, the seniors go up and they stay in Bryson City and they go to Dollywood. Every year they do that. It's a tradition for the seniors to do that here. And yeah, I wanted to show you my high school once again. It's been a couple years since I've been out here, in case anyone ever wondered, where did he graduate from? Well, it was right here at Oldsmar Christian. I went here all these years, and also my brother graduated here as well, and I never realized it was on Burbank Road, right here in Oldsmar, 650 Burbank Road. All right, so welcome to downtown Oldsmar, 100 State Street, City Hall. Parked right over there, not much going on here. It's just right off of Tampa Road, 580, right there. Not a lot going on in Oldsmar, and I think that's why it's such a great place to live. In between Tampa and Clearwater, it's just kind of on top of the bay but off the main roads, and I really enjoyed living here because of that, and so did my family. This used to be the old Oldsmar Library, now the Historical Museum, the collection. So Oldsmar is named after R.E. Olds. R.E. Olds, the founder of Oldsmobile. He actually developed this city, and that's why it's called Oldsmar all those years ago. And on the street signs, check this out, is the old Oldsmobile Deluxe on every street sign in the city of Oldsmar right there. And inside of City Hall, there is actually an Oldsmobile Deluxe, one of the original Oldsmobiles right here. I always like pointing this out. I remember one of my very first road trips in 2018. I went up and I met with friends in Lansing, Michigan, where R.E. Olds is from. And they also have an Oldsmobile museum and Lansing, and I was living here at the time. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, inside here, an Oldsmobile Deluxe that still works, and I've never seen it in a parade, but they do have parades here in Oldsmar where they get the car out and drive it through the streets of Oldsmar. Just wanted to throw that out there. Some unique history I really loved and appreciated during my time here in this little city on Tampa Bay. And you can see here on my map display, there's the bay right there. And here are the streets of Oldsmar. I mean, pretty much right there is half of it. Not very big, just tucked away here. And there are several beautiful parks in the city of Oldsmar. It's actually known for its parks. There's a couple along the shore. There's also a preserve, several preserves. That's what I really like. I had a lot of places to walk Bella. Used to enjoy doing that here in Oldsmar a lot. And I just put it together just now that I moved to Florida from Newcastle, Indiana, and I would basically move and be around the city of Oldsmar, which was named after Oldsmobile. Newcastle, Indiana was home to the Maxwell car, and then eventually Chrysler bought out the Maxwell factory, and I went to Newcastle Chrysler High School, and a lot of people and my great-grandfathers worked at Chrysler. I remember coming here and doing a live stream with my dad on Veterans Day at City of Oldsmar Veterans Park. And they filmed a lot of commercials out there too, specifically a PetSmart commercial. I remember seeing that gazebo in it and being like, oh, that was filmed down the street. All right, guys, so I have not been down this street since 2018, since I sold the house and moved out. I'm gonna try to do this without being creepy, but this house right here is where I lived when I started my channel. Right there. Bought the house in 2017, just before my 30th birthday. And the rest is history, as they say. Had to sell it in 2018, but I've never shown it before. I've shown the park behind here, the bench, where I made my announcement that I wanted to do this channel, make it a real thing. And I revisited that bench, that park, upon my my milestone when I reached 100,000 subs. If you remember that video, that park, and the day I revealed my face, I didn't show my face. I was living here, just a minute down the road. This is where I had my first live stream, where I edited my first video. I began just kind of experimenting with YouTube, but there are many videos during the first moments of my channel that were filmed right here in this house, and I've never showed it before from the outside. Yeah, it was short-lived. Bought and sold, and the rest is history, as they say. But here you go, the house I lived when I first started my channel, right here. Tampa Bay can be seen right out the back window, right over the road and through the trees. And that park I was just telling you about right here, thought I'd come over and show you what I was talking about. It'd be good to revisit the bench where I said, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna make this thing a channel. All right, guys, so I'm out on foot. Welcome to Upper Tampa Bay. Right across there, Philippi Park, Safety Harbor, another place that I used to frequent often. One of my very favorite spots in Tampa Bay, across the way there in Philippi Park at the Tocobogan Native Bound. So that bench I was just talking about, there's actually people out there on it right now. But if you know, I've vlogged on that bench many times over the years, specifically for the 100,000 subscriber celebration, and here we are at 135 since then. And I just want to say thank you to all 135,000 of you. And if it's your first time here, and if you've been here since then, or have come here since then, this is where it all began. That house and this park on Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, right here. I made a video. One of my very first experiments was called The Secret Beach of Oldsmar. You used to be able to drive all the way down this, and there were beaches along the way. Since I made that video, there has been 2 gates installed, and you cannot go down there. So yeah, If you ever wondered where I filmed that video, it is right over here. Secret beach of Oldsmar. 2 gates now. Things have changed. I'm gonna get some food. I'm very hungry. I look forward to coming to Oldsmar to hit some of my old food spots. I'll probably hit up the same place I did last time I did this because it's so good. But after that, I want to show you where I lived with my parents for almost 3 years. All right, I had to show you this place. I was passing it by. Welcome back to the channel. To Sunshine Food Mart. Yeah, I've shown this before. This is right here, back that way is the water. This was like the local shop. Instead of going all the way up to Walmart, we come here a lot. I remember during the 2020 pandemic, this is where I found TP, toilet paper. Also, I just like to come in here and get, you know, soda, snacks. And then right here, same plaza, is the soap opera laundromat. And this is where I did my laundry when I lived at my parents'. Sometimes I would do it at there at my parents', but it was upstairs, and it was just easier for me to come over here and do a big load and get it all done. So I would frequent this laundromat all the time. And yeah, I think I've shared this before, but Sunshine Food Mart right here in Oldsmar took a lot of my money at certain points in my life. I like that they have a Jaws scratch off there for the 50th anniversary. Yep, and look, lightning, rays, and bolts, baby. Also the Buccaneers, but I'm a Steelers fan. All right, guys, so welcome to Bay Arbor Place here in Oldsmar. This little plaza here, man, I spent a lot of time and a lot of money. My dentist, my former dentist, is over there to the left. Right here, Hot Tuna, my favorite sushi place. Also, Mom used to love to go to Salt Rock right there. I used to get my hair cut here at Sports Clips. And right here, the last time we were here, my favorite, it opened in 2017, the year I bought my house, so I've been coming here since it began. Wooden Ladle, ramen, and poke. And I'm in Oldsmar, and I'm eating some poke right here, man. I love this place. I might actually get noodles today. We'll see. Again, the last time I was here, I was celebrating 1,000 subscribers. Today, I'm celebrating you guys. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna eat. Always remember the manga on the walls, all the way down both walls. A lot of anime. Check this out. Try our boba wooden ladle. All right, so I decided to go with my favorite, the Hawaiian Poke Bowl. I've been getting this here for years. Also like their noodle bowls, the ramen bowls, specifically the one with pork on it. It's really good too. I also like to load it with sriracha and hoisin sauce. I have hoisin sauce and sriracha sauce, the same brand at home. So good. All the flavors, just amazing. All right, so right up here, I'm gonna pull up so you can see. It's kind of on a corner. This is where I lived with my mom and my dad for almost 3 years. Right behind this gate here in Oldsmar. And this is the first time I've returned here since I left. Dad passed away in February 2021, and months later my mom moved back to Tampa. So there was this time where my mom was up in Indiana and I was just kind of living here by myself, like a transitional period until my mom decided to stay in Indiana. Before then, I made a lot of memories here with my dad and my mom behind these gates, and a lot of videos. If you ever wondered where I lived between 2018 and 2021, all those videos, specifically on the dock out back. This was a multi-family home, and the landlord lived on one half of the property and we lived on the other. And you can't really see it from here, and it's very secluded, which we liked. You have to go through the gate. And we lived a little to the right, and that's where I parked my car, and there was a pool there. And if you've seen any of those old videos, this is the exterior. And it's been hard to come over here. This is where my dad passed away. I was with him when he passed away. That was a very difficult, worst night of my life. Coming home that night, I'll never forget it. Just me and my mom. Just horrible. And I've had a hard time coming over here. But I'm letting that go right here in this moment, and I'm documenting it. And I'm embracing all the good times I had here, because that was mostly what it was. I got to spend the last 3 years with my dad, his last 3 years on this earth right here in this spot in Oldsmar. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I ended a dark time in my life. I started my channel, moved back in with my parents, and I got to enjoy that right here with them. Those memories we made, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of that. I'm glad that happened, and everything happens for a reason. And I just want to acknowledge that and show you guys this is where I spent a lot of my time, these last 2 locations with my channel. It's where I rested my head for still a majority of the existence of my channel. And then came the love of my life, Chris the girl. I was living in Tampa when I met her, and the rest is history, as they say. So this is where I lived, right behind that green gate here in Oldsmar. There was much ahead then, and there's much ahead now. I remember resharing an Instagram story of Bella chasing some ducks out here. This is where I used to walk her. I shared that the other day. It was right here in this spot. Used to walk Bella out here every day. All right, it's time to fuel up here at the Oldsmar Thornton's. This is the very first Thornton's gas station I ever saw in this area. And for some reason, this Thornton's gas station here in Oldsmar is always like 15 to 20 cents cheaper than any gas station around. Currently I'm paying $2.81 for gas here in Oldsmar. Yeah, I've always noticed that. Things you forget until you come back. Fill it up. Thornton's. I remember they used to have really good donuts, like really big donuts. I wonder if they still have those. Okay, so I said I was going to show you where I played high school baseball. Now we practiced behind the school I showed you earlier, Oldsmar, but we didn't have a ball field that was legit at the school, so we had to rent one. The high school, I believe, still rents the baseball diamond that I played at, and also my brother played at. I'm going to go show you that now. We actually have to leave Oldsmar and head back to Tampa. All right, folks, right over there, the Tampa International Airport. I can hear a plane taking off. Welcome to Skyway Sports Complex, or as it used to be called, Skyway Park. There's several baseball diamonds out here. There's also a football field over by the Veterans Highway. Over here on the backside was our home field as an Oldsmar Eagles baseball player. This is where we would sometimes practice. We mostly practice in the field behind the school, but this is where we had all of our home games. Myself and my brother, and also my dad coached out here a little bit. He coached a little baseball. Here it is. Field number 2, it says. I couldn't have told you that. Field number 2. And our home dugout was actually on the third base side. Check it out, brick dust. And I've passed this field so many times over the years. Right there being Memorial. Coming out of Tampa into Town and Country. Actually, when I went to Oldsmar, was in high school and was playing out here, I lived less than 2 miles from here on Bay Point Drive in Baycrest neighborhood, which got flooded during Hurricane Helene. 6 feet of water. All the homes were flooded. I noticed on the way out here, most of them had new roofs. Yeah, this is where I played. So, well, let me walk out here. Oh yeah, can't get in. They've got it padlocked. Makes sense. They don't want the kids coming over here getting hurt and playing. Sucks though for us. So on this team, I primarily was the catcher. I caught, and I that wasn't my favorite position. It was just I was the only one on the team that had catching experience. There was another guy that also caught, and when I wasn't catching, I was playing third base or outfield, and sometimes I would pitch. I pitched right there on that mound. I was a utility player. So played a lot of home games out here as an Oldsmar Eagle. So did my brother. I did not finish up my baseball career on this diamond though. Actually, my last game, and I haven't got over there to show that. I'll have to come back and show that sometime. The stadium's gone, but it was the former stadium to the Philadelphia Phillies before they built their new stadium on 19. The old stadium that sat over in Clearwater, which was a little north of Dunedin actually. Can't remember, I think it was more so Palm Harbor. But if you remember the old Phillies stadium, it was very old. And that is where the Rolling Stones played a concert way back in the day. If you go over there now, the diamond's still there, but the stadium's gone. People still play baseball, but that was the last place I ever played a game of baseball in high school. It was the district finals, and we got put out very quickly. But it was cool because I wanted to play right field that game, and I did because I knew that Roberto Clemente played out there before in the spring training game. So I was like, I want to play where Roberto Clemente played, my favorite player, as mentioned earlier in the video. But here we are. Check it out. My high school baseball diamond. One of my high school baseball diamonds also played in Indiana. Also caught for the Tri-High Titans. The 2 seasons I played baseball. Played a lot of basketball, baseball, and football. Actually varsity lettered my freshman year in all 3 sports at Tri-High School. Well, guys, I really appreciate you watching and clicking on this memory lane video and watching me let go of some of my past. It was difficult to go back to those places today because it wasn't, you know, there were some bad memories tied to it, and I wasn't ready emotionally to do so. But now that I'm leaving Florida, and I just thought it was time. It was time, and it felt good doing it. I should have done it sooner because I feel great. And great that I could do it with you guys. So thank you for watching. I'm going to end this video, going to head home. Hope everyone had a happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you amazing moms out there. I hope you had a good one. And I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank my fiance, Chris. I want to thank little Bella at home. I want to thank her parents, Bob and Kathy. I want to thank my mom. All of you guys, just thank you so much. I love you guys. All of you. Everyone out there. Know you're awesome. Know you're loved. And no matter who you are or what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. Keep swinging that bat at every curveball. Look at this, it's a Blue Jay by my car. Dad said he would always come back as Blue Jays. There's one right there. Dad's here. There it goes. Alright guys, much ahead. Just stopped on the sign. Wow. Alright, that's beautiful.